Welcome, everybody. Wanted to welcome today Celia Ward-Wallace of South L.A. Cafe, an amazing organization. And I can attest to the deliciousness of Lanisha's chai latte that she made for me when I stopped by. And I am so eager to get back to the museum. I have my $50 gift card that I'm ready to use once I head over there. So Celia, thanks for being with us.
I'm excited. I love you guys. You're great community partners, and we're so grateful that we have such an amazing museum nearby.
Awesome. Well, essentially what I wanted to talk about, I was obviously really impressed with the work that you all are doing, and as a Black-owned, family-owned, and community-owned, and I love that that's part of your messaging. You know, when you're writing out there, it's coffee, community, and connection. And that is definitely something that I wanted to maybe ask you a little bit about, you know, can you talk about the work that you do that is of, for, and with Los Angeles through the lens of South LA Cafe?
Yeah, so really all of it. There isn't anything that we do that isn't for the people, by the people. We're local Los Angelenos. We're local South Central residents. My husband's born and raised in South Central. I grew up in South Central. My parents are community organizers. We live here. We've been living here for over 20 years in this home, raising our kids. And South LA Cafe and Market were created out of a desire to serve our community, seeing the shift in the community around gentrification, commercialization, and then also just in response to needing safe places for, in particular, Black and Brown folk, but also needing places where people could go and get food. Living in the middle of a food desert, we created South LA Cafe and Market, really just trying to solve a problem that ourselves as residents were having, that we knew that everybody else was having. And we really wanted to invest in our people to show them that we believed in them. We believe that they should have all the things that every neighborhood should have. And, you know, we just really doubled down, and we're just local people. Although we have had, 20 plus years of business experience, this is not our first business, and we've been together for a very long time. So we've been partnering on these kind of projects, but a brick and mortar, a cafe, a market, this is our first go round, and it was 100% meant to be for locals. And of course that means a lot of things, that we have changing population at all times, and it's not exclusive to only South Central locals. We have people actually now coming from all around the world coming to see us, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, congratulations on that success. That's really great. I love what you said about creating a space. And I think that you get that vibe when you walk into the cafe. And also just a lot of what we see in terms of the work that you do. Can you tell me, when you were creating that a space for people, for, like you said, Black and Brown people and people of the community, why was that important for you?
What would it be like for people to have a space where you can go in and let down that burden, like take that weighted backpack off that you have to walk with every day, of that like fear of like, how will I be treated in the world today? Instead, go somewhere where you're like, oh, I can just exhale. I can walk in this space. I can look around. It's so diverse. There's people all over, from all over cultures and backgrounds and types of people in here, and I can fit in. And nobody's looking at me crazy. Nobody's telling me, how much time have you been here? It's time for you to leave. Or, how much money did you spend? You can only do this if you spend X dollars, or any of that kind of stuff, versus coming somewhere where people are like, hey, how's it going? We're so happy you're here. Like, tell us more about yourself. Tell us about what you're working on, your background, your culture, your people, and that's what we wanted to create, is just what we call a safe space, which we've heard so often, but really is a place where, a lot of people feel like they can't go a lot of places and feel safe. And so finding a place where you feel like this really is a place where I'm welcome is a beautiful thing. And that's what we've created.
That's lovely. I love that. Just this sense of welcome through communication, right? Just literally welcoming them as they walk in through the door.
Welcome. That's what we say. As soon as we walk in, and that's what we say, welcome.
Nice. What are the other ways that you are building community? I think because there's that space that you have, the physical space, but
yeah,
how else do you build community in Los Angeles?
We're constantly building community. I mean, community building is a core pillar of what we focus on. And so it's very intentional for us. And like we said, it's coffee, community connection. And coffee was like the vehicle to get people to come and us to think about, you know, what is something that people need or want regularly, you know, what is something that helps people gather, what is something we're missing in our community. So having just a really cool, high-end, gorgeous coffee shop, you know, in South Central to us felt revolutionary. But then to say, okay, coffee is going to bring people through the door, but what's going to make them stay? And it was really about creating this experience for them where they feel welcome. They feel like the place is not just culturally preserving the culture, but also enhancing the culture, highlighting the culture, and creating that community and connection. And so, yes, we did that in form. And then with COVID, we had to shift because pre-COVID, we were doing open mic nights and art shows and, you know, community giveaways and all that kind of stuff. So we pivoted to takeout orders. We started working with the Council District 8, which is Marquise Harris Dawson. He adopted us and 30 other local restaurants, and we started getting subsidized by the council office to be able to provide meals to seniors in their homes. And so we started packaging meals and reaching out to like literally door to door. Joe, my husband, my partner, you know, he would just go literally drive around and deliver 50 meals 3 days a week to the seniors in the neighborhood. We also pivoted to try to really think about what is it that people needed and wanted and how can we provide that. And so we thought about the fact that a lot of us don't want to go to the grocery store right now. We also don't have a lot of grocery stores in our neighborhood. So if we could provide groceries, that would be filling a void and doing something that was essential. And so we created a $35 South L.A. grocery box that people could either buy or sponsor. And so when people go to our website, they see right up there, it says either buy or sponsor groceries or sponsor grocery box. And for $35, you can buy a full box of groceries that either you take for yourself or you sponsor. And like we say, we'll gift it forward to a neighbor in need in your name. And so that's only been 2 months we've been doing that, but 60% of sales have been from people sponsoring boxes, literally from all over the world, you know, saying, we love what you're doing. This is a great way to actually make an impact on the ground. We want to sponsor a box. We also just received through a fiscal sponsor, a grant with Cedar Sinai, where we're feeding over 600 people this month free groceries. So we've been doing a once a week grocery giveaway for 150 people.
I mean, it sounds like you came at this fully informed, right, with your background and trying to build that community, which you've been successful at. And I imagine that, and I've seen some of your stories on Instagram. You have a team of people that are helping you, right? The community comes out itself to support the others that need.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. So we started the opportunity to volunteer, which we always had that in mind. And honestly, we're just like scratching the surface. Like a lot of people are at home, a lot of people are unemployed. We're also in the midst of COVID-19, which, you know, really like removed the veil from a lot of people, where they started to really see the inequalities that exist in the world, and like it really magnified our social issues around like healthcare, racial inequality, you know, economic inequality, like all the things that we all thought we like cared about, but now we're like, oh my God, this really matters, and we can see why it matters. And then obviously we're in the midst of a civil unrest, you know, and, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and like all of this stuff going on that again is making people, I think in a great way, really look deeper and, you know, really seek out ways to both learn, be of service, you know, make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're listening, right? You're being responsive, you know, to your community, you're engaging them. I wanted to know, you know, because you came out with this with so much knowledge and background, what do you feel, has the community taught you anything kind of in this journey as you're listening to your volunteers and engaging with people via social media or as they're walking through the door into the cafe?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the community has taught us that we can trust them. you know, that everything we need is already here. You know, we're not alone. You know, we're not some like lone rangers in this journey. We're a part of a community, a beautiful tapestry of diverse, creative, innovative, I'm sorry, I'm starting, it's like, it's so touching to me, but just like the most beautiful people in the world are right here in our own backyard, in everybody's backyard, wherever you live. Everything that you're looking for exists right there. And the community has rewarded us by rising up to meet us and say, you know, you're not alone. We see what you're doing. We've been wanting this too. And, you know, here's how I can support, and here's what I have that I can bring to the table. And, you know, just all of the people, the little one person nonprofits, you know, or the church people that have been doing food banks and giveaways for years and years and years, or the community organizers who have been unsung heroes for, like my parents, you know, 50 years, unsung heroes of community organizing. Now everybody wants to be a community organizer and an activist and a social justice warrior in 4 minutes because it's trendy right now, where it's like there's people who have literally dedicated their entire lives, organizations who have been right here in our own backyard. And so I think the community has really taught us that we're not alone in this, and that we have everything we need right here. And the more that we connect with each other, the more that we trust each other, the more that we don't think that we have to be like a silo and, you know, do everything A to Z, versus do the pieces that we're really great at and are part of our purpose and our destiny, but then the pieces that we need help with, the pieces that we need amplification with, you know, the resources, that they're all there waiting for us. We just need to ask for the help.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're being embedded in the community, being somebody that understands it, not only because you're a native Angeleno, it's an important and integral part of it. And I did want to ask that question of like, what does it mean to you to be an Angeleno
Yeah.
today?
It means a lot. I mean, I've always been really proud to be from LA. There's so many LA haters, but anywhere else you go, there's so many people that, you know, have bad things to say about LA. And it's always funny to me, people who are not from LA have so much to say. And, you know, I think it's like, just like if you're not from South Central or you're not familiar with South Central, you have so much bad to say about it because all you've seen on TV are these stereotypes of like, it's like about gangs and, you know, drugs or in prostitutes or something. That's all you see on TV. To me, I feel so proud to be from here because, you know, we're progressive, we are diverse, we are on the forefront of change and innovation. And, you know, I think that we are an example of a city that's really ready and willing to do the work, you know, knows that we're not perfect, knows that we need change in so many ways, and yet we're willing to have the hard conversations and be a part of it.
Celia, how can people find you? How can they connect with you and South LA Cafe?
Well, the easiest way is to go to southlacafe.com, which is our website. We have so much information on there, and we talk about the history of South Central, and we talk about the background of our family, about our mission. And on the website, it does have the opportunity to buy a gift card, make a one-time donation, sign up as a $10 monthly member supporter, sponsor a $35 gift box. So it's sort of all there at southlacafe.com. And then of course, if you're into social media or if you love Instagram, that's our favorite place to be. That's like lifetime updates all the time. And that's just South LA Cafe on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Celia. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.